Alright guys, just saying here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we're going to be checking out the Dokkan Fest STR JIREN. Because of course, with the Kale celebration approaching on JP, I do think we have a very good shot at seeing this guy EZA. Out of all the candidates, this guy definitely does deserve it the most. Just because at this point, I think he is one of the oldest premium units that has not yet gotten an EZA. So he definitely does need it. And with his EZA, I mean, he's really hyped, so he could be very good. I don't think they would hold back with this guy because he's on a lot of teams that really need the help. More specifically, you know, Universe Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Universe 11, even like Space Traveling Warriors and like Defenders of Justice and all that. They all just really need the help. So definitely a lot of teams that this guy would be buffing if he had a good EZA. But yeah, before we get into the video, if you find yourself enjoying it at any point, feel free to like and subscribe. Also, keep in mind there are timestamps in the video, so if you want to skip around to any part, then absolutely feel free to do that. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So on this opening rotation right here, we are going to have 4 out of 7 links. So we do have Tournament of Power active, which is a pretty good link that gives some defense. But we are missing Cold Judgment and Hero of Justice as well, which let me just double check. What does Hero of Justice give? Okay, just some attack. All right, so I guess it's not really that big of a deal. But in terms of like our defense, 25% defense from Cold Judgment, which we are missing right here. Definitely, you know, that's a big deal, so you're going to want to keep that in mind. Now, our defensive stat is 176k. Not really the best, especially considering this guy gets no defense anywhere else in his kit. It's just his start of turn defensive stat, and that's it. But, you know, considering this guy's approaching 5 years old, that's really not the worst either. But we do have a lot of defensive support on this rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the UI Goku in slot 1. We'll give the Jiren all these STR key series right here. Hopefully UI Goku in slot 1 doesn't like crit and get a bunch of additionals, because he probably could kill just because he has type advantage right here. But he is a stacking unit, and of course it's turn 1, so he has a stack. So yeah, he's only at like 1.4 million attack stat. Alright, so yeah, he's not going to kill. And Jiren's attack stat is at a 2.2 million. That's very low. That definitely is pretty low, but I mean, I guess we were greatly lowering defense right there. So there's that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this guy just doesn't have enough going on for him, right? But he's like 5 years old, so it makes sense. But yeah, on his super attack effect, this guy causes immense damage and then greatly lowers defense. So he has like no defense in there, no attack, just nothing. And that definitely does kind of suck because, I mean, at this point, you do need defense on your super attack effect. So with his EZA, that's definitely a big thing that they would need to give him, because only greatly lowering defense, it's just greatly lowering defense. I've said this a couple times in my past couple of videos. Just greatly lowering defense in general isn't really the best effect to have, because not only does most events cancel it, but by the time you're really able to make use out of it, you've probably killed the enemy already, right? Because if you get like 3 supers and you're greatly lowering defense on every single one, or lowering defense, I mean, yeah, their defense will noticeably be lower, but by that point, you've probably killed the enemy, right? So it's like, you know, it can be useful in some situations, but overall, I just feel like it kind of falls flat for me. But still worth mentioning, right? I mean, it's the only thing he has in his super attack effect, so, you know, I guess there's that. And this guy's passive is he just gets some start of turn attack and defense, which is pretty low. It's only 130%. But, I mean, still, you know, that's all right, I guess. I mean, 5 years ago, 130% was a very good start of turn attack and defense buff. And then this guy does also have a medium chance to stun all enemies at the start of turn, which isn't really useful in like red zone or, you know, legendary events. But for Super Battle Road, that is pretty crazy. That will be very good, because this guy is going to take a lot of damage from pretty much any enemy just because his defense is very low. So him having that medium chance to just stun all the enemies so he doesn't take any damage is very, very useful. And then this guy gets guaranteed crits on stun enemies, and then that's it. That is this whole guy's kit. So, you know, a very bare-boned kit. Definitely there's a lot that they need to give him with an EZA, but honestly, he's kind of like some of the, you know, other units that are old and that need EZAs. It's kind of hard to determine on what their EZA is going to look like, just because they're so old, so they don't really have that much going on for them, that they could do anything with them, right? I mean, obviously, the ideal thing, or what I would want and what most other people would want, you know, guard, damage reduction, support, dodge, all that. Well, actually, you know what? Support, that would be very beneficial, right? Because, you know, this guy doesn't have many good linking partners. I mean, he's got like LR Jiren, which is his best linking partner, by the way, and he's all right. I guess. I don't know. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but maybe if Jiren would to, like, the STR Jiren, who could possibly be EZAing, maybe with his EZA, if they want to give him, like, 50% support to TOP or Universe 11, you know, it would make these units like LR Jiren look a lot better, and it would make the rotation just be able to work, maybe. If, like, STR Jiren with his EZA could hold down slot 1, you could have the LR Jiren in slot 2, and maybe if they really want to be nice, and we're doing a lot of speculating here, you know, a lot of maybes, but if the STR Jiren could give some damage reduction support, that would be very crazy. That would be very useful, because I don't think we've seen that since the physical Kid Goku, the Path to Power Dokkan Fest one, right? I know we've seen multiple turn supports with like Yajirobe and some other units, but I don't think we've seen damage reductions on like support units yet, or like to where they support other units with damage reduction. And I mean, that's definitely is a very useful ability, right? I mean, you see Kid Goku, you know, when he does it, he gives 8% damage reduction to all allies. That is insane, and that's only 8% damage reduction. Imagine if Jiren were to give something like 10% to, like, I don't know, maybe it was restricted to, like, Universe 11 units, so there's a little bit of a restriction behind it, so it's not too OP, but something like that could be very useful, and it could make teams like Universe 11 and all that just look a lot better, right? But anyway, so on this rotation right here, we are going to have 7 out of 7 links because we do have him with the LR Jiren, his ideal linking partner, and we are at 189k start of turn defense, very bad, right? Just not good at all because he doesn't get anything else in his kit in terms of like defense. But again, you know, he's like 5 years old almost at this point, so I won't get on him too much for that. But I'm gonna pop a Senzu Bean because this team is very bad, so we are taking a lot of damage. The only remotely good unit on here is this guy, the physical free-to-play EZA Pride Troopers, and that's because they just got their EZA. But at least Dokkan knew what they were doing with them. I mean, they knew Universe 11 was hot garbage, so they had to make these guys somewhat solid. Because I want to talk about them for a second. They support for 50% attack and defense, which is insane for a free-to-play unit. I mean, look at the anniversary free-to-play units. They didn't give them the same treatment they gave this guy. They made this guy way better than them, which is crazy because, you know, anniversary free-to-play units you'd think should be better, but, you know, I don't know. That's Dokkan for you. No sense at all. So anyway, on this rotation, we're going to be looking good. We've got that 50% support, like I mentioned. We have 7 out of 7 links, and we should just be looking pretty good. Now, this guy doesn't build up or anything. Like, I already went over his passive, so, you know, you guys know that. And he's just going to look very consistent throughout the fight. So on this next rotation, we'll just nuke with him, and then we'll call it in here. And then we'll cut to the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage. Now, if he's getting bullied in here, you could only imagine how he's going to perform in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage. I can tell you now, he's not going to perform well. He's probably going to get one-shotted. But, I mean, still, it'll be fun seeing his performance, right? Because, you know, we like seeing units get bullied here, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's old, so it makes sense why he would take so much damage. But I am kind of curious, like, would he just completely get one-shotted from normals? Or would he take, like, you know, like 200k per normal or something? But, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see once we take him in there. But, all right, what we'll do right here... Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? This next rotation will be his last one, so we could just do whatever. Now, this Physical 17 as well, the EZA one, he's a very good unit to run with this Jiren because he does give that 60% defensive support, and he's actually pretty solid, right? If you're below 77% HP, he gets the high amount of damage reduction, and alongside his defense, he definitely can be looking pretty good. So I think him getting an EZA definitely was a good thing. It does kind of prove, alongside with Kale getting a Dokkan Fest, that they are slowly starting to buff TOP, which I think they're obviously leading to, like, I don't know, Tournament of Power theme for, like, Worldwide, or maybe Golden Week. I mean, it's possible, right? Because even though we are getting a TOP theme with the Kale celebration, we could directly right after that still get TOP for Golden Week. Because maybe the theme of the Kale celebration is like Universe 6. It's not really TOP. So then the theme for Golden Week would be TOP, so it's technically a little different. But anyway, all right, right here, we are going to have 5 out of 7 links. So we are missing Cold Judgment. Just keep that in mind. That is a bit of defense. And we had our defense lowered, so makes sense why it's so low right here. But what we'll do is we'll nuke right here. I think we're fine. I don't think we'll die as long as we don't get supered in slot 1. I probably didn't have to use the Senzu Bean because we probably would have just healed with all these STR Key Spheres. Wait, okay. That wasn't really that good. Can we get... Whoa, okay, that was good. All right, the second item came in clutch right there. So we're going to get 22 Key Spheres right here. We are also going to pop the World Tournament Announcer item. So overall, just looking very good. And yeah, let's see what attacks that we can get to right here. I'm assuming we're going to hit a reasonably good one, but our raw attack isn't even a million. It's like 906k. We're taking 100k per normal. Yeah, all right. Well, 5.2, actually, that's really low considering we got like, what, 22 key spheres? Okay, though. I mean, I guess. Ooh, look, he got the crit. And he got the additional? Oh, he's cooking. Never mind. STR JIREN supremacy, bro. He's just crazy. He got the crit and the additional. Look at that. 5 million attack stats. Don't worry about the 100k per normal and not even the final phase of the Legendary Vegeta event. That's not important, all right? You know, the damage is what's important, which actually, you know, wasn't really that horrible, especially considering we got the crits off. But, all right, with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage. We are at 298 health. I think that's the lowest on health I've ever been, so I'm happy I got this on camera. But, yeah, with all that shown, let's go ahead and watch the Jiren get absolutely bullied in the Metal Cooler Core Red Zone stage. Alright, so we're here fighting Metal Cooler Core, and on this rotation right here, we have double support from the Whis and the Topo, and we do also have links like Cold Judgment active, so overall, we're looking pretty good. Our defensive stat is 218k, so that does kind of suck, but keep in mind, we don't get any defense on Super or anything like that, so however well we're tanking before we Super, it's going to be the same after we Super, so it doesn't really matter if we put him in slot 1 right here. I can tell you this, we're about to die, but still, I just want to see him get bullied because it'll be kind of funny. Well, 85k, that's not horrible. 85k really isn't that much. I've seen units take a lot more than that, I'll say that. So, definitely not the worst. Keep in mind we do have type advantage in here, though. And, okay, we're getting supered. How much is this going to do? I'm going to say, like, 1 million. 627k. Actually, you know what? If we only took a super attack and we were at full health start of turn, I think we probably would have survived. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Surviving a Metal Cooler Core Super from a 4+-year-old unit. Definitely not the worst. Keep in mind we did have the Zeno support memory right there, though, so that was an extra 10% attacking defense for him. And I did decide to bring him on the ROF Blues team, just because they're a better lead than, like, the Tech Jiren. Because he really isn't all that crazy. I think earlier in the video I was saying he was alright, but he's not, like, that good. It's just he can work well with this Jiren, and maybe if this Jiren becomes a very good support unit, then the Tech LR Jiren could look pretty good. But anyway, with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to the unit breakdown. Alright, here we have Absolute Power Jiren. So starting off with his leader skill, it is Universe Survival Saga category Key +3, HP attack and defense plus 150%, or STR type Key +3, HP attack and defense plus 50%. Actually, with an EZA, this would be a pretty solid leader skill. 170% across the board to Universe Survival Saga, or 180% if they want to be really nice. Would definitely be pretty useful for a lot of players, because Universe Survival Saga can be pretty good if they get a lot of buffs, right, and a lot of good EZAs. So definitely some potential right there, and this would probably just get bumped up to 120%, and that would be useful for, like, Super Battle Road, Ultimate Clash, stuff like that. This guy's super attack effect is that he causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. With his EZA, we just need some just defense right here, maybe raising attack and defense. Maybe if they want to give him some stunning chance here as well, because they kind of got the stun thing going on for his passive. So if they really want to make him like a Super Battle Road unit, you know, you can give him some in his super attack as well. Moving on to his passive, he gets attack and defense plus 130%, a medium chance to stun all enemies at start of turn, and then he performs a critical hit on stun enemies. Definitely, I mean, a solid thing right here, right? This makes it very useful for, like I said, Super Battle Road. You have the medium chance to just stun all enemies, which if you do get that off, that is very useful because this guy is going to take a lot of damage. So for him to be useful, you kind of need to get that off. But with his EZA, as I said earlier in the video, it's kind of difficult to judge how they're going to build him, just because you can see he only has one line in terms of his passive. So he doesn't really have that much going on, so they could really give him anything. Obviously, you know, support, damage reduction, guard, dodge, all this would be ideal. But realistically, we really got no idea how they're going to build him. So moving on to his links, it is Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Infighter, Hero of Justice, Godly Power, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle. A solid link set, stuff like Cold Judgment and Tournament of Power are definitely very good because they get a lot of defense. And a lot of the other links, he'll work well with like the people you're running him on the team with. So not the worst link set, not really the best though. And then this guy's categories are Universe Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, Universe 11, Space Traveling Warriors, and I think this is Defenders of Justice. So definitely on some categories that need the help. And yeah, I mean, that pretty much has been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this unit. Let me know if you guys want to see him EZA, and if you do, let me know what you think he could look like with his EZA. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.